Please, Claire.
Question for Carey. Like, I feel like you were in every scene. Was it really intimidating or challenging, sort of carrying the weight of the story on your shoulders when you first started?
How was it for Carey to carry the movie? To carry the movie.
It didn't really feel like that. It didn't feel like I was carrying the movie. It always felt like, I mean, I'd never played a part that big before, but I didn't feel any responsibility for the story. It kind of felt like an ensemble thing the whole way through, and it always felt like I was doing it with Peter or doing it with Alfred, or, you know, so it didn't feel like I was ever on my own. And then the story was kind of taken out of my hands, and that was up to Lone, and not up to you, like, but, you know, you were in charge of that, and that was good. And so it didn't really cross my mind, really. I tried not to think about it. I tried to think about just playing each scene kind of truthfully, or trying to, and then everything else was taken care of by everyone else. So it was all right.
I think we have time for one more question. How about you right here?
All right, this question is for the great alfred molina. I just wanted to know, how did you perceive your character for the viewer, like, as a father figure? Was you, like, perceive it as a selfish man, or as a caring father who wants the best for his son?
Question.
How would you actually perceive it?
Question is Alfred's take on his own character.
I think the father is all those things. He does want. I think he genuinely wants the best for his daughter, but he himself is trapped and limited by his own lack of vision, his own lack of imagination, his own fear, his own experience of the world, which clearly was not very positive. But he's also capable of the same vulnerability as his daughter, because he, like Jenny, falls in love with David and is, in a sense, seduced by the same whiff of the exotic outside world that comes into the house affects him and his wife just as much as it does their daughter. I always thought it was really interesting that the only time you see the father laughing is when David's in the room. The only time you see him drinking alcohol is when David's in the room. And so he's all those things, and I responded to him very quickly and very strongly, because he reminded me a lot of my own father, and if I dare admit it, reminded me a lot about certain tendencies I have and have had towards my own children. You know, a sense of worrying about, you know, them not being prepared for the outside, not being fully armoured and so on, and it's something that parents struggle with constantly. So I think he was doing it. All his choices came from the best place in the world, but he himself had severe limitations. And the wonderful thing about the story is that his daughter manages to escape that in the best possible way. I'm not sure if that's quite if I answered the question, but.